Unveiling the Enigma. What is the golden ratio face? Have you ever wondered what makes a face truly captivating? If so, you are not alone. Dating back to ancient civilizations, this question has entertained many minds. Through observing nature and geometric patterns, various civilizations throughout the world and time came to discover a formula of the perfect proportions, which came to be known as the golden ratio face. What is the golden ratio? To talk about the secret of the golden ratio, otherwise known as the divine proportion, we need to go back in time. Some historians suggest that the golden ratio was known to ancient Egyptians, evident in the proportions of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Greek mathematician Euclid mentioned the golden ratio in his work Elements, describing it as the division of a line into two parts, such that the ratio of the whole line to the longer part is the same as the ratio of the longer part to the shorter part. Further, the golden ration was refined in the so-called Fibonacci sequence, introduced by Leonardo of Pisa, also known as Fibonacci, in 1202. The Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. It begins with 0 and 1, and the sequence continues indefinitely. So it starts as follows: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, and so on. Is the golden ratio everywhere? If you want to see the golden ratio in work, just look at your arm. The ratio of your forearm to your hand is 1.618, which is the golden ratio. This concept is all about a balanced composition, and it can be found in your ear and in the galaxies, sunflowers, succulents at the same time. But how does the golden ratio apply to facial features? What is the golden ratio face? Many believe a face close to the golden ratio is more attractive. The ratio can define the ideal distances between facial features and apply to many facial features. For example, the distance from the top of the nose to the center of the lips, the length and width of the face, the distance between the eyes. How to know if you have a big nose or a big mouth? In theory, a face that perfectly aligns with the golden ratio would have the following proportions. The length of the face divided by the width is approximately 1.618. The distance between the eyes to the distance from the eyes to the mouth follows the golden ratio. The width of the mouth to the width of the nose also follows this ratio. Some examples of golden ratio face are Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie is often cited as having a face that fits the golden ratio. Her facial symmetry and the proportional distances between her features make her a prime example. For instance, the length of her face divided by its width is close to 1.618. Additionally, the distance between her eyes and the distance from her eyes to her mouth align well with the golden ratio. These proportions contribute to her universally recognized beauty. Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is another celebrity frequently mentioned in discussions about the golden ratio. His face exhibits a high degree of symmetry and balance. The width of his mouth to the width of his nose, as well as the length of his face to its width, adhere closely to the golden ratio. These attributes help in creating his classically handsome appearance. Beyoncé. Beyoncé's beauty is often analyzed through the lens of the golden ratio. Her face shows a harmonious balance, with the length and width proportions falling near the golden ratio. The symmetry of her eyes and the distances between her facial features further support this claim. Beyoncé's stunning looks are a testament to the timeless appeal of these mathematical proportions. David Beckham. David Beckham's facial features are also said to align with the golden ratio. His well-proportioned face, including the spacing between his eyes and the size of his nose relative to his mouth, fits the golden ratio guidelines. This symmetry and balance play a significant role in his attractive and photogenic appearance. Golden ratio face and aesthetic procedures. The belief that the golden ratio face is the most pleasing for eyes is popular in aesthetic procedures. Many use it as a guide for facial enhancements, like fillers and rhinoplasty. For example, fillers can adjust the proportions of the cheeks and lips. This can ensure facial symmetry and balance. Then, rhinoplasty can reshape the nose to fit the golden ratio. This might involve reducing or increasing the size of the nose. The goal is to create harmony with other facial features. Finally, Botox can also help. It can lift and shape facial features. This makes the face look more youthful and aligned with the golden ratio. Why at Best Look, we don't use golden ratio as the basis for simulation and AI photo selection. In practice, achieving a face that perfectly fits the golden ratio is rare, and natural human variation means that faces come in many beautiful forms that may not conform to these mathematical ideals. It's important to note that beauty is highly subjective and culturally influenced. Beauty standards in America differ from beauty standards in France, and they even differ from state to state. Faces that align with the golden ratio are not universally considered more beautiful, and many beautiful faces do not adhere to these proportions. That's why at bestlook.ai, we recognize the diversity and focus on enhancing each person's unique features by estimating which facial proportions will give you the facial harmony you deserve, rather than adhering strictly to mathematical formulas.